Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Jupiter and Gemini in a natal chart, or Gemini Jupiter, depending on how you want to say it, the same thing. Um, the thing about this is, when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on Jupiter signs, and they were a little bit concise, and some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series in which the videos on these placements would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up, Jupiter is connected with luck and fortune. And the person that has Jupiter and Gemini in the natal chart may really simply be lucky just when being versatile, multifaceted, adaptable. It could be being at a job where they have to multitask, when being loquacious, talking, to many different people, making their connections through communications, being clever, shrewd, and also verbalizing things well, being eloquent, articulating things well, just general disseminating information, assimilating information, manual dexterity, just being dexterous, being able to have, do things that require, being proficient with the use of the hands, inquiring for information, being inquisitive. These are things that could really may actually bring some fortune and some luck to people that have this placement in their natal chart. Now, Jupiter is also connected with exuberance and enthusiasm, so it can reflect what we have that enthusiasm for. And having this placement, well, enthusiasm, a person may be very enthusiastic in their communications, be very animated as well. It could also be in terms of assimilating information, disseminating information, and also expressing dexterity, doing things that require manual dexterity, such as auto or refrigeration mechanics, mobility, and also even driving as well. I mean, just being it could be somebody that just enjoys short journeys, and whether the person is driving just in their day to day routine, or whether the position, somebody may have a job as a driver and be very enthusiastic regarding it. And also too, it could be doing something associated with, a Gemini field such as data or satellite communications, working as a reporter, a journalist, mail courier, mail carrier, anything that's Gemini related, again, doing something that requires manual dexterity, such as auto or refrigeration mechanics. And also, too, Jupiter is associated with our philosophies and our beliefs. And this person, people that have this placement, may be really, the philosophy may be about being well rounded, being shrewd, being clever, being able to, use the mind, cerebral ability. This is could be as well. This person may be very animated in regards to expressing their philosophies and beliefs. The person may express them very vivaciously, and it's also too, just expressing, the belief system just may be, really about expressing oneself, being able to articulate things well, communication in general, taking short journeys, connecting with others. It could be through short journeys, and just the simple art of communication, inquiring with others, being inquisitive, willing to ask questions, and being, and a person may have diverse beliefs. It might be somebody that has many different philosophies and is open, is adaptable to many viewpoints on various subjects. Now, Jupiter is also connected with sports, so people that have Jupiter and Gemini in their natal chart, there may be, people may be enamored with the quick reaction sports, such as badminton, table tennis, racquetball, as some examples. And it could be where the person, may be very shrewd in whatever sport they engage in. It could be doing something, like in football when they use the trick plays. Some of you may remember the famous Dan Marino play in the NFL. I think he faked the spike and he threw a touchdown pass to somebody in the process, something of that nature. I don't know if Dan Marino has his Jupiter and Gemini, but I'm just using that as an example of how this may, manifest as far as his position goes. And the thing about this is too, Muhammad Ali, I believe, had his Jupiter in Gemini in his natal chart, and he definitely used a lot of cerebral ability in sports, and he was also very garrulous. I mean, he talked up a storm. Again, Jupiter, as I've stated in previous videos, can be very paradoxical. It could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand things. That can include the characteristics of the Sun in Gemini, and being very loquacious and garrulous. And Muhammad Ali was certainly somebody that had a good way with words and really was willing to talk up a storm, but he backed up his talk in the ring. But anyway, Jupiter is also associated with higher education. So people that have this placement in their charts, they may be, interested in taking, college courses. It could be in journalism, reporting, doing something with broadcasting. Again, manual dexterity, which can include auto or refrigeration, mechanics. It could be doing something, with as well, data or communication field. Again, data or satellite communications can be an example, or just doing anything that is related to the zodiac sign Gemini. And the person may be very animated and really pursue higher education courses very vivaciously. So Jupiter is also associated with publishing. So this may be a person that may enjoy publishing just things about the news in general, vehicles, talking about vehicles, whether it could be the new cars that are coming out, giving critiques on them as an example, describing them. It could also be, somebody that does things associated with publishes short stories. It could be things that are animated. It could be animated art as an example, or stories like comic books, like using cartoons, pictures when conveying stories as some examples. Now, this could also be, somebody, people that have this placement. I mean, Jupiter is also associated with prosperity. So this person may gain prosperity, again, in some communication field, which can include data or satellite communications, reporting, journalism, broadcasting, anything that requires, being proficient with the use of the hands. And it could also be, we look at this as well. Jupiter is also associated with traveling abroad. So this person may take manifold, long distance journeys. It can be a person that may get bored very easily in foreign travel, may disdain monotony, may like to go to many different places. There may be restlessness and connection with long distance traveling, and also too, foreigners are connected with Jupiter. So, the people that are that have this placement, that have any connection with foreigners, those foreigners, they know some may actually be Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply embody Gemini characteristics. It could be people that are very animated, vivacious, loquacious, versatile, diversified. It may be people that are at the same time maybe superficial, restless, loquacious, as some examples. And it could also be people that may be in a Gemini profession, such as journalism, writing, doing something with data or satellite communications. And it can be, as some examples, reporting, journalism. And remember, I talked about before that Jupiter can have a tendency to enlarge issues despite being very benign and benevolent. So this placement may enlarge issues physically, can be with the arms, the hands, the lungs, and issues with nerves as well. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.